Hi, my name is Melody, your Pain to Purpose Accelerator. I was just fixing my hair there. I'm so excited to be able to come with you, to come and serve you today on this beautiful Sunday afternoon. I am a Pain to Purpose Accelerator. This is one of my favorite things to do, to come and support you through your journey as you move to being the highest version of yourself. I serve women that are go-getters, that are ready to take back their power, women that have identified perpetual cycles of pain, that are ready to convert that pain into power. So I help women stand on their pain, converting it into power, using all the skills and all the strengths that they gained as a result of the pain, but using those traits in their personal life and winning in, so they can win and show up powerfully in the highest version of themselves in life, in business, in career, spiritually, in relationships, and in the world. So I am just so excited. And as you come in and join, please do not hesitate to just say hi, just a greeting. And if this is a replay, please do not hesitate to be interactive, because this is a platform for women where we just grow and we become better. So today I have a very interesting topic, talking about courage, 3 ways to activate courage and walk in power. And I think this is so value added because part of the value of women that have been through perpetual cycles of pain is because they have been through so much, they have resting potential. They have everything that they have been through stretched them, so they increase capacity. So they have a powerhouse stored inside them. But the missing link is being able to identify the power you have and getting the ignition that you need to be able to show up powerfully in life. So talking about courage, 3 ways to activate courage and walk in power. The first thing that I want to touch on is I looked at the definition of courage, right? Because knowledge is power. And I always want to go back to what the word means so that we're not just talking and getting information. The idea is that the information you get helps you to get transformation. So courage, by definition, is the ability to do something that frightens one. Now let's think about that. Courage is the ability to do something that frightens one. So we're not going to get away from that frighten us. And just last week, I did a live where we talked about your next level, and that to get to your next level, you have to overcome a few things, right? You have to overcome situations that you're not accustomed to. Those are the frightening things. However, by overcoming the frightening things, that's what opens the door to your next level. So courage, by definition, is the ability to do something that frightens one. Welcome to the live, Miss Latrice. So excited to see you today. I just honor you. I just give glory to the person that you are. I just thank God for you. You know, as people come in, I just always have to acknowledge, because we have amazing women that come on this platform that are doing powerful things, showing up powerfully. Miss Latrice, like I always say, powerful woman that homeschooled all her children, and one is in college today, which is just super amazing. She has a Facebook group that empowers women. It's making waves. So I am just so excited to see you. Oh, thank you so much. I look forward to being here with you ladies, because everything that you're doing in the community just totally motivates me as a woman. So it's like we come and we pull on each other. So I'm just so excited that you are here. And I had just finished introducing myself as the Pain to Purpose Accelerator. And the biggest thing about the platform is our platform helps women to identify pain, activate that power they have inside, stand on their pain so they can show up powerfully in their lives, in relationship, in their career, in business, spiritually, from the highest version of ourselves, right? That's what we're growing to become. And today we're talking about 3 ways to activate courage and walk in power. And I was just explaining that I always like to look at definitions, because definitions give us information, because the idea is as we help each other as women, we get information, but that information should have transformation. If I had never transformed, I would still be where I was years ago. But I took the information, activated it actively in my life, overcame whatever adversity I had, and transformed my life. So we have the power in ourselves. What are you going to do with the information you get, right? I had to make a decision to transform the information I had. Having been raised in Zimbabwe, Africa, I stand on my story where my family was, we were middle class. We had periods where we had a lot and periods where we didn't have much. However, I was able to use that situation as momentum, as motivation, I used it to persevere, and I used it as fuel to do better. And today I stand on my story and say, that's what my life was, but today my life is different. So the idea of today is to jolt us, right? To move us from just hearing information, but actually take action. So the 3 ways to activate courage and walk in power. Firstly, courage is the ability to do something that frightens one. Now, Miss Lukum, I know that there are things in life that you've overcome that frightened you. But courage was your ability to do those things no matter what your physical state was saying. So you can look back, and anyone and those that join in can look back into their lives and say, wow, that was frightening. But what made it courage was your ability to overcome, regardless of whether it frightened you or not, right? And that's the difference. That's the game changer for the women that overcome pain, activate the pain, and use it as fuel. Is those women go from a low place of saying, I am a victim of pain. They move into a high place and they say, you know what? I'm going to go through it. Even if it frightens me, I am going through it and I'm going to come out transformed. And we've talked about it so many times here. So, and courage is also strength to face pain or grief. I love that definition. Courage is strength to face pain or grief. So we're not promised we won't have pain. We're not promised we won't have grief. But we're given tools and strategies to go through the pain, to go through grief. So as a Pain to Purpose Accelerator and as a woman that helps women move from pain to purpose, courage is going to be an important ingredient to get you into that next level. It doesn't matter what people have said. It doesn't matter the cap that people have put on your life. With courage, you're able to defy the odds. You're able to do what people think you cannot do. You raise the bar for yourself without competing. You raise the bar for yourself. So courage is going to be an important ingredient, and that's why today we want to talk about the 3 ways to activate courage and walk in power. So the first thing, and I love this because I've done so many lives and we've touched on this, but the first way to activate, not getting information, activate is action, right? It's an action word, activate. The 3 ways to activate courage and walk in power. The first point for that is change your position. I love this because you have to change your position, right? And I'm going to expand on this a little bit. The first way to activate courage and walk in power is change your position. And I love this. I can pull on the successes that Ms. Latrice Lukum has done in lately, where you over life, you've so many successes. In talking to you, you're a powerful woman who's done so much, and people don't know that, right? Because she's like power under control. She doesn't tell you, but there's so many things that she's done. Recently, you started an empowerment group on Facebook, right? With that, that's a change in position. You're positioning women in that group to walk into their power, right? So the first thing is change your position. So the question is your position a high place or a low place? And I talk about this every time when I talk about going to the highest version of yourself. So many of us look at our life situation and we go to a low place of discouragement, of depression, of feeling rejected and feeling like victims. But if you change your position, when something's coming at you, when the world thinks you're defeated, but you change your position and you don't have to tell anybody that's your position. The situation comes, but you change your position and you stay in a high place. Stay in a high place where your mindset is a winning mindset. You align with women that are like-minded, that they have a mindset of victory. You align with groups of women that are building each other. In your home, you stay elevated. You create a positive environment in your home, a high place. You start your day. For me, I start my day. I have a system where I start my day. Like today, I walked. I sat on the water. There are things that I do. I prayed. I read my Bible. Those are the things that help me stay at a high place. So no matter what comes at me throughout the day today, I'm at a high place. No matter what situation tries to rear its head at me, I'm at a high place. But you have to labor to every day stay in a high place. That is one way that you can activate courage and walk in power. See, if I'm in a high place and something comes my way that's painful, a situation that tries to rear its head, I'm in a high place. I am bound to walk through it unapologetically, without any reservation, because I'm coming from a high place. I will walk through stuff that I will look back and say, wow, did I just walk through? You will be able to walk through stuff that you will look back and say, did I just walk through? Now, I'm a nurse by trade. Miss Latrice is a nurse too. Adrenaline kicks in, right? If I'm in a high place, adrenaline kicks in when something happens and I just act, right? So that is one way. You change your position. If you're in a place where you're feeling discouraged, depressed right now, and you're feeling sad, you have to change your position. How do you do that? You have to labor to go out of the patterns that you are doing right now. Whatever you've been doing, however you start your day. If you start your day in a low place, if you're sluggish in your day, that's going to set the tone for your day. But you got to change your position. You got to labor to get up early. You got to labor to feed your inner man. You got to labor to do things. Force yourself to get out of that norm, because that's what's going to put you in a different position. You're not going to get a different result staying in the same position. And we've talked about this so many times. So that's the first point. Change your position. Stay in a high place. Align with people that are in a high place. Align with people that are in a high place. Align yourself with situations, with things that are in a high place. Shut out negativity. Sometimes there are things we have to see and watch because they're part of our society, but you do not have to consume them, because you have to watch what comes into your ears, because what comes into your ears goes into your soul, into your heart, and you begin to project those things. So you have to guard your heart. And even the word says that you have to guard your heart. So we have to be important and intentional about what we let into our space. We have to be super protective of it, because you got to stay in that high place so you can win, so you cannot be in those perpetual cycles of pain, so you can move to levels that no man has seen, no eye has heard. And that is what we have to do. It's not an option. It is a requirement. We have to do that. The second point is, I love this, is to speak to your situation. Speak to your situation. I just had my daughters were working on something on the computer and they were designing something. They said it's ugly. And I said, don't say that. They said, what do you mean? I said, don't put that out there. They said, but it is. I said, that's a word. Don't put that word into your vocabulary. Use an alternate word. Don't even, but that's just because I've labored to get into that place where I watch what I speak. So the second point is, in order for us to activate courage and walk in power, you got to speak to that situation. So the first point was, what's your position? Change your position, be in a high place. When you're in a high place and you're in the midst of that storm, when you're in the midst of that pain, you know it's going to intimidate you. That's when you start speaking to that situation and say, I am the head and not the tail. I am above and not beneath. I am royalty. I am beautiful. And I talk about being in relationships that were not good for me, that were abusive. But I had to get to a place where I had to tell myself, I'm beautiful. I'm more than this. I am more than a conqueror. You got to speak through that situation as you're going through it. That feeds on the courage. The first step you took to be on that high place. Now you're speaking through it. And part of the speaking is not for the situation. The speaking is for yourself, right? Because you speak to yourself and the word begins to take root. You begin to believe and say, I can do it. I'm doing it. I'm going to do it. I'm coming through it. You got to speak to yourself. And my biggest thing I always talk about, you got to minister to yourself. We want to minister to other people, but how good are we at ministering to ourselves? And as we minister to ourselves, how good are we at ministering to our children and our loved ones? How good are we good at ministering to the people that we're in relationships with? Before I can go out there, I got to win with myself. I got to win with my home first. That's the first ministry. And then you go out into the world, and then now you spread that overflow, that love that you have. You just spread it. It's nothing for me to speak life to somebody. It's a privilege to be able to motivate. It's a privilege to be able to exalt what someone else has done, to appreciate. But that's because I appreciate myself. It started with me appreciating myself. When you appreciate yourself, you're not threatened by what other people are doing because you understand they have their process. So you cheer them on through their process. And by cheering them on through their process, you motivate, you're part of that motivation and that empowerment, because the empowerment that we're doing is not empowerment of me. It's empowerment. Yes, it starts with me being an empowered woman. But what's greater is if I can be an empowered woman who can empower my family, my children, my community, my nation, and the world. That's true empowerment. It's empowerment that lifts more than just oneself. It's not a selfish empowerment. It's for the greater good. So that was the second point. Speak to the situation. And sometimes if you're not used to speaking to your situations, you have to practice it, right? Especially women that have been through abuse. And I can speak about this because I was that woman. When you've been told you're not worth it, you're not beautiful, if you've been told to think I'm with you, you have to labor to tell yourself, I had to labor to tell myself, Melody, you are worth so much more. Melody, you are beautiful. I had to labor to speak those positive words to myself. But today, I can speak that freely. I think that of myself. And it's not in a vain way. It's an appreciating of myself. I appreciate who I am. If I appreciate who I am, it really doesn't matter what the next person thinks because I love me. I'm so excited that you could that we're all on this platform today, and I am just excited to be able to serve you as you come in so we can honor you. If you could just say hi, and if you could just, please don't hesitate to interact. It's a platform where we empower each other. So please don't hesitate to say hi so I can honor you, so I can just thank you for finding time in your busy day to be able to come here, because we're women that are doing good, the greater good for each other and uplifting each other. So the last point that I want to talk about is because we're talking about 3 ways to activate courage and walk in power. The first point, we say change your position. Change your position. Go from a low place to a high place. If you stay in a high place, you may not need to shift much, right? Because you stay in a high place. You may just need to tug yourself to look at that situation so you can change your strategy like we talked last week, so you can just barrel through it, right? And the second point was speak to your situation. Declare to your situation. People use affirmations. I speak the word to my situation because the word is boss for me. I speak the word to my situation because that's what I do, you know. So you find what works for you. But the last point is walk through. And I love this because it's walk through once, walk through twice, walk through 3 times. And let me explain that. We're talking about courage being the ability to do something that frightens one, right? So if I'm saying walk through once, that first time is going to be kind of shaky ground because you've never been there, you've never done it, and it's frightening, but you're walking through from the high place that you are. You're speaking to yourself through it, shaking, but you're walking through. When you get to the end of it, it's like, wow, I did it. Walk through again. That situation comes. Don't hesitate. If you had no courage, you got 25% now. So now I'm going through that same situation a second time. And I'm going to walk through the second time. Use the same, make sure I'm in my high place. Make sure I speak to that situation. Walk through the second time. Now I'm at 50%. I'm at 50%. I'm not where I was in the beginning, but I'm telling you, I'm getting stronger. I don't know about you. What situations in your life that you went through, the first time you went through, you felt as if they took everything out of you. But look back and see how years later you go through the same situation like it's nothing. But it's because you took that first step to look at that situation, be in your high place. Then you spoke to that situation, you went through it. Then you walked through once. You probably didn't realize it the next time you walked through that same situation because you kind of had a hang of what you were doing. Then you walked through a third time. Then you walked through a fourth time. You get to a point, you've done it. You overcame that frightening, that intimidation from the situation. You overcame that. You got to your high place. You developed strategies actually to walk through that situation. You walked through that situation. Made it through the first time. The second time you made it through. The third time you made it through. By the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth time, you were in charge of that situation. This is where when we get to that place, we then turn back and we help those that have never been there. You are going to find a woman in your life who's going to be trying to go through the things you overcame. Remember your first time. Remember the first time you had a close engagement with that situation. Remember the first time that situation terrified you and you went to your high place. Then you talked yourself through it. There's going to be a woman who's going to be right there where you are. That's where we come in our journey to empower each other. There are things that Ms. Lukom, you know that I don't. There are things you've been through I've never been through. You have a daughter who's in college. You homeschooled herself. I never went through that. Those are the things that you can help me understand like it's nothing. But for me, it's something because I've never been there. There are things that I've been through that I can help someone else go through because I've been there. I've been through poverty. I've been through not having. I've been through, I used to be in a third world country. I was super blessed because my parents raised us so well. We had a positive mindset. And even though we had times where we didn't have much, but we had times where we had a lot. But I can tell you the one thing that we had an abundance of mindset. We had an abundance of plenty. My parents raised us to believe we could be anything. They raised us so wealthy in spirit. They raised us so wealthy in mind. You couldn't tell me. To this day, you can't tell me you can't do anything. But it's because of how they raised us, right? So I can help somebody who's in a place where they may not have much. They may be in a third world country trying to make it. They may have dreams like I had dreams. I can help that person because I've been there and I understand how it is to be there. And I can walk them through. I can walk them to the high place where they begin to dream, where they begin to think about where they're going, where they begin to take the actions and the steps to get to where they're trying to get to. I can help them talk positive talk to themselves. I can help them speak life to themselves to say, this is just temporary. I'm going to go to this place. I'm going to be whatever it is they want to do. I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to be a lawyer. Whatever they want to do. I can help them do that because I walked that. I walked from nothing to manifestation. You, Miss Latrice, you've walked from giving birth to your children to putting them through homeschool. You've walked that. You are the expert at that. So as women, motivation, I am a master motivator. I motivate myself. Even my daughters laugh because I motivate myself. I motivate them. I am just master motivator. That's my happy place where I motivate. But it started with me motivating myself. There was a time where I had so much negativity and rejection around that I taught myself how to motivate myself until I become the expert at motivating. But it started with me. So once you walk through something, the first time, the second time, and the third time, you become an expert. It just gets to be less of a threat. So the things that we need, today we're talking about 3 ways to activate courage and walk in your power. By just making the decision to go into your high place, that's the first step. Then you speak to yourself. That's the second step as you walk through it, because the situation is going to try to raise a new standard. It's going to try to raise itself and exalt itself. But you speak to that situation and you tell that situation who's boss, literally, with your red bottoms. Oh my goodness. I'm still a lady. Okay. We're still ladies here. We may be master motivators and encouragers, but we're still very feminine and we love it. Right? With your red bottoms, you tell the situation who you are, what you do, where you're going. So you may want to get back situation because I'm coming through. You go through the first time, you go through the second time, you go through the third time. At some point, you become an expert at what you're going through. That you begin to win. But the winning is so good because it's not that just that you start winning, but not only do you win, but you begin to help other people around you win. I know for a fact that the group that you have, Miss Lukum, the group, Miss Livany, nice to see you. Nice to see you. There is another powerful woman. Yes, Miss Livany, I'm so excited that you're here. I always like to honor all the women that come in. I was just honoring Miss Lukum, Miss Latrice, but Miss Livany, and allow me, just indulge me to talk about Miss Livany. This lady is a master baker, master chef. I mean, my birthday cakes for my daughters, she makes them. Self-taught, but just excellent what she does. And above all, she has a good heart. And I think that's one of the things that most of the women that I've aligned with are women with a good heart. And I really appreciate that. Women with a heart for women and women that just have a good heart. And I can say that about all the women on the platform today. Just beautiful, beautiful women with a heart, a good heart. But I was winding down, Miss Livany, and I was talking about how the 3 ways to activate courage and walk in power. And the first thing was, in order to activate courage and walk in power, you have to move into a high place. You can't stay in a low place where you're feeling sorry for yourself, where you're feeling depressed. You have to make a decision. And I understand depression because there was a time I had depression. So I'm not just speaking from a place of not knowing, but you got to make that decision to labor out of that low place of rejection, depression, sadness, no matter what's around you. And you have to go into shift gears into a high place, meaning you have to change your patterns, align yourself with women that are in a high place, change your environment, making sure that you stay away from negativity, the things you do, reading books that just blow your mind, right? I'm expecting a book tomorrow, Go Getter, and I'm excited to read it because it's about a person that just thought that had the go-getter mentality no matter the obstacles. But I do that because that's part of my training to stay in a high place. And I learned that from my mentor, Mia Redrick, about mindset. That was one of the first things she helped me to overcome. So reading is a big thing in my life to stay in a high place. So 3 ways to activate courage and walk in power. Labor to get into that high place, high mind, change mindset, where you're looking at things from a different perception, not out of negativity, but you're looking at where you're going and you're in a high place. The second thing is you speak to that situation that you're afraid of, because courage by definition was the ability to do something that frightens you. So we are not promised that frightening things will leave, but what we can do is change how we go through them. So you speak to yourself as you're walking through that situation that's frightening. You speak to yourself. You declare upon yourself as you go through that situation and you move through that situation. And the last point was walk through once, twice, and the third time. And I'll expand on that. I am so excited. I mean, the room is filling with powerful women of God from the United Kingdom herself, the one and only Miss Heavenly Zulu is in the house. Minister Heavenly Zulu. Ladies, allow me, please just indulge me to just honor her as she comes. This lady is a powerful woman of God. She is a singer. She is a lady with a good heart. And I just finished saying all the women on the platform today have a good heart. She loves to motivate other women. And she has a passion. She has her own ministry that she's called to. But she's a supporter, 100% supporter of other women. So I honor you for being here and finding time all the way from London. I'm not sure where we are on time zone. And she is amazing. Just yesterday, we had a Zoom call for women. It was interesting, it was exciting, and she was on there spearheading it, mobilizing women, because we're just trying to help women to have a positive outlook, even towards relationships. So it's another thing that if you want to, if you'd like an invite, please just let us know. But all the way from the United Kingdom, from London, I just honor you, and I honor Sister Livany, and I honor Miss Latrice. I mean, all of you ladies are just amazing. And my hope that you know how amazing you are. No matter what the world tries to tell you, I'm here to tell you you're amazing. And I'm here to tell you that what no eye has seen, no ear has heard, you can and will do. It is not an option. People do not have that power to say you can't be something. I'm a believer. I believe in my God. And he says and he promises, I am the head and not the tail. I am the head and not the tail. It is 7:30 in the United Kingdom. Oh, God bless you. That's so amazing. It is, I think here it's about going on 3 o'clock, but it's amazing. I'm so excited that you're able to join. So I'll just summarize what I was talking about. Our topic today was 3 ways to activate courage, walk in power. And I'll just appreciate the hearts. If I could heart myself, I'd be hearting. I appreciate you. I just love you ladies so much. It's like I'm just beaming, because I just understand that when we're positioned to motivate each other, the sky is the limit. I know that, and I am experiencing that. The sky is the limit when we're bending together and lifting each other up. So 3 ways to activate courage and walk in power. The first thing is courage is the ability to do something that frightens you. So we're not promised frightening things will leave, but courage is tap into courage to go through the things that frighten us. So courage is the ability to go through the things that frighten you. What situation in your life is frightening you? Courage. Oh, thank you so much, Livany. Thank you for the love, Miss Heavenly. Thank you, ladies. So what situation in your life is frightening you today? What, and it doesn't have to be a situation. It could be your vision. I love that topic. It could be a vision. You see yourself somewhere where the world says you don't belong, but you see it. That situation can be that frightening situation. However, you can move into a high place and start walking towards the vision that God placed upon your life. You can start walking towards that place. So the first thing is change your position. Get into a high place. It's like putting on the gloves and saying, I am going to make it. I am above and not beneath. I am destined for greatness. You have to change your mindset. Change the crowd that you're around if it's a negative crowd. Align yourself with people with vision, people that are going places, because they'll understand you. They'll understand you. The second point was speak to your situation. Speak to it. We don't just save speaking to situations for the private. We speak to situations as we're going through. I do that a lot. Even as I'm driving in my car, I'm speaking to the situation. I'm saying, not today, not going to happen. I'm going through. Oh my goodness. My broadcast is just giving me issues for some reason. But if it isn't, the amazing woman of God all the way from the United Kingdom, Miss Jillian. I am so excited to see you, but you're coming at the end as we're winding down. Appreciate the hearts. I so appreciate the hearts. But my goodness, so excited, so excited, so excited. But we have such a powerful panel today. You know, and I was just honoring every woman as you come, Miss Julian, powerful woman. I love what you're doing with your music. I just love it. It is so beautiful, and just stepping out, and I just honor the grace that's upon your life. It is amazing. Amazing. She is a talented, Mrs. Julian is a talented woman of God. She's a singer. She has a big heart. And I actually just said on the platform today, we have a lot of women with big hearts. And I tell you, every woman that's logging on today is a woman with a big heart. It's a woman with a vision. It's a woman who's going places. It's a woman who is going places without a doubt on the platform today. And my thing is, I say, don't let anybody tell you can't, because you're going. No matter what the world says, you're going. And I'll summarize real quick for the benefit of those that just joined. But we're talking about the 3 ways to activate courage and walk in power. The first thing we say, step into your high place. Surround yourself with people that are like-minded, vision conscious, that understand where you're going. Watch what goes into your ears. Watch what you're consuming. Oh, I know, but it's so lively when you're on here, right? But please do it. And I'm just so excited that you're here. The second thing after you change your position, because you're trying to activate courage. And courage is the ability to walk through frightening situations. Frightening situations will come, but it's how you walk through it. Love you so much too. Love you all, ladies. I just love you. And we going places. See, you're getting me excited. I'm about to jump out of my chair because we're going places. And we are going places. So the first thing is you change your position, move into a high position. The second thing is you speak to your situation. Yes, Miss Latrice, walk in boldness. I love it. You will love it. She says, walk in boldness. And that's Miss Latrice Lucum. She's all the way from the United States of America. Walk in boldness. Miss Julian says, we're going places. Miss Heavenly says, yes, change your position. Go into that high place. Get out of that low place of sadness, depression, and rejection, and step into the boldness that you are. Step into the highest version of yourself. Watch what's coming into your ears. Watch who you're around. Watch the people you align with, because you have to protect that, right? And then you speak to the situation. Now, I'm in that frightening situation. I'm not going to wait till the situation's done. I'm speaking to that situation as I'm going through. Do you know Melody Kashumba? Do you know who her father is? Do you know she's royalty? Do you know she's above and not beneath? And I'm talking for my benefit so I can walk through. The third thing is walk through once, twice, thrice, fourth. Why? The first time you walk, you're shaking, you're in fear. Yes, that's fine. You have zero courage. The second time, I got 25% courage working for me. I just need 75% boldness. I walk through a second time. The third time, I got 50% courage, and I'm walking through. I just need 50% boldness. I got it. The third time, the fourth time, now I'm at 75%. I'm walking through that same situation. I know the strategy. I know where I'm going. I've been here before. You walk through that situation a fourth time. By fifth, sixth, seventh time, you become a pro at it. That situation, you mastered it. The first time you were scared. The second time you were The third time you were kind of getting it. The fourth time you got it. The fifth time you own it. The sixth time you are now helping another woman through the same situation. Ladies, we are not promised that we will not have trials and tribulations. We're not promised that. But the one thing that we're promised is we will make it through with bold. We will make it through. And we just have to be bold. We just have to have the courage to step through the first time. We have to elevate our thinking, our perception, go into a high place. Then we have to speak to the situation as we're going through that situation. And the last thing that we have to do as we're going through that situation is we go through it once, twice, thrice. But the more you go through it, the more you get accustomed to it, the more you win at it. The more you go through it, you become the expert at it. And you begin to reach back, move into a high position. This is Sis Julie says, move into a high position. Walk with winners. Yes. And it's not, we're not saying that we're ignoring the people that are not, that mentally are not there. They have their grace. They have their time where they'll get it. But you have to align yourself with the minds that understand where you are, because they get you. They'll work with you, walk with you, propel you to that height. Now, the good thing is when you get to where you're going, you can reach back and help those that didn't quite get it just yet and pull them in and pull them up. True empowerment is not me making it alone. True empowerment is when I make it, I reach back to the other women and we all begin to make it. And we start by I'm empowered. Then I empower my children and my family. Then I empower my household. Then I'm empowering my community. Then we empower our nation. Then we go global empowerment. Empowerment is not selfish. Empowerment reaches back and pulls other people forward. So I am just excited. And today, my biggest thing is we need to stop talking about what we're going to do, but we actually need to face those situations and move into a high position. Walk with winners, like Mrs. Julian says. We need to actually do that. Do not be afraid to do it. And I'll tell you, the environment that's not used to where your vision is will tell you every reason why you can't get there. That's why you need to change the position. I had to change the position so I can hear the conversation of where I'm going more than the conversation that has no idea where I'm going. I had to change my position so I can be around those people that understand this vision that God gave me that's just so grand. But I had to change my position. There's a vision that you have that even you think is unbelievable. But there's a reason that it's a vision. You were given that vision to tell you, to give you an idea of your potential. We need to move you towards your potential. The only person who will stand in the way of your potential is yourself and the fear that's between you. But when you activate your courage and you do it afraid, but as you're doing it afraid, you lean on women that understand where you're going, women that can stand and band with you and stay strong. We fortify ourselves as we walk through. Right now, we are all here. We are all women that are going places. We all understand what we're talking about. Everybody understands this in relation to their personal life. You, Sis Heavenly, understand this in relation to your vision. Sis Livni, you understand it with relation to your vision. Miss Latrice, you understand this with relation to your vision. And Sis Julian, you understand this in relation to your vision. I don't know your visions, but I do know that in order for us all to go to our visions, we're going to have to change our position first. After we change our position, we're going to have to speak to whatever situation tries to raise against our where we're going. And we know that once we change our position, we're going to go through once. We may be afraid. We're going to go through a second time. But at some point, we're going to master it. And we're going to show up powerfully. Then we're going to now start teaching other women and reaching back. But what's so amazing is when you're reaching back, you will actually be winning. You begin to win in your personal life, in your business life, in your career, in your relationships. Because this also goes to relationship. The more I'm happy and winning, the better person I am. I don't know about you. The happier I am, the happier I am, the better person I am. And we're women going somewhere. So we're going to do this, and we're going to be wearing red bottoms as we're doing it. We're going to look beautiful as we're doing it. We're going to show up powerfully in the highest version of ourselves. And we will serve the world from the overflow. From the overflow. I just want to speak a blessing upon you tonight. You ladies are just amazing. You're just amazing. And no matter what the world may tell you, or no matter what the immediate environment may try to tell you, I want to challenge you to believe the vision that you see. And I want to challenge you to just take that step to elevate your mind and actually believe it's possible, and to align with the conversation that aligns with where you're going. I want to challenge you when you feel afraid and when you feel fearful. I want to challenge you to speak to whatever situation it is and tell that situation who you know you are, because you know who you are. Welcome, Akushia Cress. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're actually winding down, but I want to welcome Akushia Cress. I believe she's from the United Kingdom, right? But welcome, welcome. But we're just winding down. So my encouragement to you is, no matter what situation is in your life, activate courage. How do you activate courage? Elevate your thinking. Move into a high place. Surround yourself with people that are like-minded, positive-minded, people that understand that grand vision that you have. It's okay to have a grand vision, because you are worth it and you're destined for greatness. And change, once you do that, speak to the situation, no matter what it looks like. Speak to that situation as you walk through that situation. And lastly, go through that situation once. I may be shaking. I may be afraid the first time, but by the 10th time, I'll be a pro, and I'll be looking back. And I'll be helping other women. We will all be helping other women. And the goal is we're going to band together, because we're a united front. We are women that are going places. We are women that are encouraging, motivating. We're women that are serving other women. And we will band together and continue to just serve from the overflow. And as we serve from the overflow, we will meet abundance, and we will meet favor. It comes with the overflow. When we're serving from our highest place, we attract favor. We attract that overflow. That's just the bottom line. Because I'm always happy. No matter where I go, I'm happy. How can you not want to be around a happy person? But anyway, I just feel so blessed. It's a blessing to be able to serve you. I think I have more fun every Sunday when I come. I have more fun when I come here. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the love, Miss Heaven Zulu. So one of the big things I just mentioned that I work with my coach, Mia Redrick, and one of the things she helped me to change my mindset was reading. So I'm going to start reading a book tomorrow. It's called Go Getter. I'm actually expecting it in the mail. But my hope is I'm going to start sharing some of the lessons that come out of these books on the page for us as women to use them as tools, because they work. Part of changing our mindset is changing how we think and what we're going, what we think and how we look at situations. Oh yes, we will attract the overflow. Oh yes, we claim it. We claim it, but we don't just claim it, we take action. We're action takers. That's what we're talking about today. Actually taking action. So I am just so excited that you got to join today. Today we are United Kingdom. We are USA strong. Usually sometimes we have South Africa, we have Zimbabwe, but that's fine. We are global regardless. So ladies, I don't know if you want to add, if you have anything you want to say, but today that was what was just on my heart. It was courage, because we cannot run away from the fact that we have situations that try to raise a different standard against us. There are situations that come and they try to frighten us. We cannot run away from that, but we can change our thinking and our perception. We can move into a high place. I was sharing that I start my day like today. I took a walk. I sat on the water. I read my Bible. Welcome, Nosy Coobs. Welcome, 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 welcome. So excited you could join us. We are winding down. We're winding down. But I just want to encourage ladies that you may find your high place. And you have to labor to find your high place. And how do you labor to find your high place? It's starting your day intentionally, making time to serve you, for personal care, for yourself. I have to feed my mind a lot because I stay in a high place. So I have to take time. I took a walk. It was beautiful. I sat on the water. I just got to listen to music. I listened to the word, prayer for me and reading my Bible. But we have to labor to do those things, because when you come out of that, when you come out of your self-care, you come out strong, you come out in a high place. And that's where every situation that comes your way for that day, you are in that high place that sometimes you don't even need to tap into courage. courage is just a byproduct. Courage is just a byproduct of the high place. I love that. And I speak my truth. Courage is just a high byproduct when you're in that place. Welcome, Carol. South Africa made it in the house. We are officially global. Welcome, Nosy. Welcome. South Africa, Miss Carol. She is amazing woman all the way in South Africa. Welcome. And Miss Nosy Coobs. I know that she came by Miss Heavenly, so she has to also be amazing. Thank you. Welcome, Tarisai Carol, all the way from South Africa. But ladies, I am going to be posting with the books that I'm going to be reading. I'm going to be posting some highlights of what the lessons from the book. This Go-Getter book talks about how this person was a go-getter and they set up traps every which way for him, but he pushed through all those traps, all those obstacles. Now, I don't know about you. I want to know how he did it, because I want to take what he did and add it to my strategy and use it in my life. Let me see. So, and there are some who don't even know that dreams. Yes. Absolutely. This is Sis Jill, and she says there are some who don't even know that dreams tell a lot. Absolutely. In those dreams is your future, are keys, is information. Some people don't know that. This is why we have to be really intentional in what we do. But I just want to bless you today, ladies, and just say, look out for the lessons of Go-Getter. They're going to be on the page, and I'm hoping that they will bless you and that you'll be able to take some of those lessons that our author used to overcome all his obstacles. And we can use those in our life and show up powerfully, because we're going places. We're destined for greatness. I don't know about you, but I want to labor to go into my high place so I can serve from my overflow. And when you're in a high place and when you're in a good place, when you're serving other people and you're serving from your overflow, favor finds you, people love you, and life is good. But we got to stay out of that low place of depression, rejection, and pain and move into a high place. I can speak to that because I was there. I can speak to that because I used to be depressed. I used to have pain. But when I got the revelation that the power was in my mind, the power was me changing how I looked at things. I appreciate the love, Minister, all the way from the UK. I appreciate the love. When I got that revelation, life has changed. And God continues to shock me every day. So I just want to say, God bless you. And I just want to thank you for finding time. And let's do this again. Let's motivate. Let's inspire. Let's move into the higher place so we can show up powerfully in life, in business, in career, spiritually, and in relationships. Let's do it. 2020, we're coming out strong. 2021 has nothing on us. Love you, ladies. Love you. Stay blessed on this beautiful Sunday and see you next time. Love you.